story, and I think anybody that approaches this situation would understand that and should not take it lightly. Whatever side you are on, or whatever you believe about the whole thing that's happening with ICE going in and trying to arrest and deport illegal immigrants, wherever you stand, it's still a tragic story. What happened in Minneapolis? The woman's name was Renee Good, and she looks like she's left a child. She had a child with a man who passed away in 2023, and she was formerly or previously living with a woman in Minneapolis, and looks like she was an activist for leftist cause, for different had different viewpoints on things. We're still learning a lot about her and trying to. So it's a tragic story. Whatever you think about it, it's certainly sad. And she was an American citizen. It is from all we can glean from it. But approaching this situation and what happened, I want to take a look at this because I have mixed views. I think that I want to first of all just look at the incident. I'm sure everybody's seen bits and pieces of it. Here's just a full example of what happened, the full video in real speed of what happened. You can see the ICE agents approaching, and the one that is going to pull the gun, you don't even see him in the picture. He's standing in front of the vehicle. She starts backing out and then peeling off in front of him, and shoots directly into the windshield. So you can see that, and you can see. It took me multiple times of watching this video to see what some people were pointing out, that she was turning, she was trying to avoid. Either way, she was resisting law enforcement officers, and that I don't know what her intention was. She was using her vehicle as a weapon. Like going forward and driving at the officer, which you didn't see until the last second of him stepping in there. And he pulls out his gun once he sees that she's trying to drive and run over him. Donald Trump put out a post yesterday immediately after it happened, and he wrote, I have just viewed the clip of the event which took place in Minneapolis, Minnesota. It is a horrible thing to watch. The woman screaming was obviously a professional agitator, and the woman driving the car was very disorderly, obstructing and resisting, who then violently, willfully, and viciously ran over the ICE officer, who seems to have shot her in self-defense. Based on the attached clip, it is hard to believe he is alive, but is now recovering in the hospital. The situation is being studied in its entirety, but the reason these incidents are happening is because the radical left is threatening, assaulting, and targeting our law enforcement officers and ICE agents on a daily basis. They are just trying to do the job of making America safe. We need to stand by and protect our law enforcement officers from this radical left movement of violence and hate. I don't know. I stand with the president. I stand with, and this is, we're going to, leading into this, I saw this clip right here, this guy who's standing outside of this, and you can see the left is getting ready to, they're wanting to become Second Amendment activists because he stands by the Second Amendment, because he's saying it's a tyrannical regime, that's why we have our guns. And this is where I do stand. I do stand for the Second Amendment. But what are you actually fighting, and what are you actually fighting for? This man, he's running with this idea that our government is doing something tyrannical by trying to deport illegal immigrants. Because you got to keep that in mind. I understand we are given our guns to protect us from the government, to resist those who are in charge if they want to do something illegal and against our Constitution. But what we're talking about here is that we're trying to remove people that are illegally here in the first place. But I want to take a look at this because it was really interesting what this guy said.
Just like with George Floyd, what? We gonna tear this motherfucker up. That's what the fuck has to happen. Does anybody know why we're given the Second Amendment right? Google it. It's to protect ourselves from a tyrannical government. That's true. The police are supposed to be on our side.
I understand what he's saying. He's stirring up people, but what they're fighting for is people that are illegally here and trying to keep them in our states. And it brings up, I think, his wife that sounds like doesn't have the documents. She can't go to work because she might not be here legally. We have to stand for law and order. The government has to be strong on law and order. So if the police officer if he just let her run over him or do whatever and just let her go by, I mean, it's in that instant, momentary, split-second reaction that's like, what would you do in that situation? She's resisting, he doesn't know what she's doing. I don't want to try to just defend everything about it, but it's in a split-second decision that these officers are put in every day that they're having to make. They don't know what's going to happen like 2 seconds later. They don't know what they're walking into, and her trying to run over him. Is he supposed to just sit back and allow that to happen? But I do agree that we have our guns because it's not for hunting. It's not for just looking cool and having guns and everything like that. It's for resisting the government. That if the government is doing something unlawful, but they're enforcing the law. That's the point where this guy, he's trying to stir everyone up. And I know people this is what people think, and this is what they're dying on. And this is where I think we need to weed out people that are not for America. And if people want to just resist America and our law and order and want to just try to destroy America from the inside and want to just suffocate us from the outside world coming in. If you're here illegally, you're here illegally. That's not controversial. That's what it is. And it's if you're resisting our government, we can show mercy in our personal lives, but our government has to enforce the law. Our government has to enforce the law that we've put in place.
Fighting, pointing their guns at the fucking government. It's the facts. It's not for hunting. It's not for self-defense. It's to protect ourselves from a tyrannical government. It don't get no worse than this. It don't.
Yep.
What the fuck?
I know that's right.
What the fuck? I have a little baby. I have a little fucking baby, man. And it's like I had to adopt her to protect her from this shit. You put a baby to my gun's head, you put a gun to my baby's head, I'm gonna hurt somebody. That's what they're doing to us. I'm not Hispanic, I'm black. I just be sitting home, smoking my weed, enjoying my money.
People always talk about, like, would Americans who just want to sit back or just lazy Americans, are they going to get out and revolt? This guy, he's trying to stir everybody up. He's a person that just wants to sit at home and smoke his weed and just chill and relax. But he feels like he has to come out here to stand on this. And you can see the personal element. He has family members that seem to be undocumented. They're standing for something. But we have to start drawing the line. We have to put America. What is America's interest? Is America's interest to bring everyone in here and to drain our system? And to make it just commonality that everyone has the rights of an American citizen? You're watering down the message of being an American, of what being American is. There is privilege. There is a major blessing and benefit with being American. That's why people want to get here so much. But if you're just given a free ride and you sneak your way in here, I know this is people don't love to hear this. This is that is a very toxic situation that we have happening before us. On both sides, you're going to be disappointed. You're going to be eaten up. You're going to be just fired up. But I'm trying to come at it from a lucid, clear thinking position. We have to enforce the law as Americans. We have to.
But I'll die about this shit. I don't have no quality
I'm very
of life
interested
left.
about what this guy is
You
saying.
think you do?
Because it's a real man, but I think he has mixed emotions, mixed feelings.
My wife is a documented. She has her work permit. It's legit. She won't go to work because they'll take her still. They're taking people that have documents. They're taking kids. They're doing all. You guys, this is where the world ends. There's nothing left. There's nothing left. They go snatch the president of Venezuela. But our fucking president is a sex offender.
What are you talking about? I mean, I understand that people hate Trump. It just have that natural disposition where they just disagree with Trump. Whatever he says, he's evil, and that's what people believe.
Why are we not the White House dragging him out? By his fucking collar!
He's upset about us going in and taking Maduro, but he's also upset about our president being in the United States. We need to start drawing the line. There has to be clear, like, whose allegiance, who are you pledging to? Are you for all these other countries, or are you for America? And what this guy is standing on, I know people are like a little faint, people like cheering or whatever, but like, because you throw out Trump's name, you're gonna get, half the room to say, yeah, whatever, yeah, that's great. We are very majorly blessed to have Donald Trump as our president. And, he's done a lot of things that maybe aren't perfect, you don't agree with, but he cares about America. He's trying to do things in America's interest, and what he's doing, what he campaigned on, that to remove people that are illegally here.
That's where we gotta go, you guys, the White House. This is only gonna go so far. This is bullshit. This is bullshit, you guys. This is bullshit. You can just abort a baby.
I don't know where you stand on this. But we need to refocus our energy, because there's not just civil war looking like it's always we're always on the tipping edge. We could go off a cliff and something happen. We've had a civil war before. We understand what it's like. We understand that it is possible. People think in our day and age that, if you tried to resist the government at this point, you really better have a good reason. And if your reason is to protect illegal immigrants, and because the White House is trying to do what it said it would do, they were elected there to this, because Americans understood the fact that we need to clean house. We need to remove people. If you want to come back legally, you can do that. It's always an option. You can get in line and try to do that. And then you could become an American citizen, love this country. But I just think that we are getting this festering sore of people in America that just hate this country, and they're just being raised to hate this country and everything that they stand for. We got to start drawing some lines. We got to start rounding people up that do not agree with America first, that do not stand for this country, because they're poison and toxic, and they're trying to ruin this country from the inside. And it's because they're being fed this ideology that America's evil, or that our president is evil. He might have done bad things, and we should hold people accountable, but he's our president. We have to stand. This is why we are, as America, things are shifting. It's not just about a government, a democracy, or whatever. We're a republic, but we are moving into the phase of empire. You always hear about we love the idea of the Roman Empire. This is American empire, baby. This is American empire. And it's like, which side are you going to be on? Are you going to be for America, or are you going to be toxic and trying to destroy America from within? And I said we need to weed and remove people that are trying to destroy America from within. And then we can have strength to exude our presence across the world. And that's what we will do as Americans. And you're seeing that done. Donald Trump is making moves. He understands that this isn't about just countries, millions and millions of countries out there, and people having a little stake in the game or whatever. We need to move as a country and do what's best for America and grow our expansion. This empire needs to. Now, we don't need to just be everywhere, and we can have our central hub to be America. But the countries that are out there that are just don't care for our interests, we need to claim. We need to go and take over. We need to exude our presence, and that's what empires are about. The Roman Empire didn't just sit back and just let everything hit it in the face. And probably when it did sit back and just let other countries come and take it over, that's when it was destroyed, deflated, and it was removed. But if American empire is going to last, we need to put the pedal to the metal and show offense in this world. Show that America is here to stay, and we are going to show our dominance. You have to bring a heavy hand across this world if you're going to last, if you're going to benefit and be a benefit for your people. There should be major blessing for American citizens here. American citizens should be not just on the street without trying to get by, or just barely get scraping by, but we need to concentrate the effort to American citizens to be getting to living the life that America is founded on, that America has this amazing blessing and is able to deliver. So that people, if you want to become an American citizen, you get in line and you do the things that we decide that you need to do to become. You don't become an American citizen and then just hate this country. Because I think that's what a lot of things inside are just festering and growing and just this cancer that I think we need to. Things are shifting. We need to realign and change what we are doing majorly. And there is a shift. People, if you're not seeing that, then your eyes are closed and you're not watching what is happening in this world and what's happening in our country. Lines are being drawn. Which side are you on? Are you for America? And if you're not, get the fuck out. All right, we'll leave it at that. Smash that like button. Follow me on X and Instagram at Brandon Fogel, and have a great day.
I could see the cracks form in the paint, growing like a fire. What do I say? Can you see them? Can you see them? Choking on the one